I swear to God, man, I haven't done a video like this in 4 years. But the things that I do, oh boy, I got no shame. I clearly don't. Top 10 Soapy out the shower clean fragrances, designer edition for 2025. I am the only creator. I'm not even an influencer, but the only guy in the history of this online fragrance community, whatever, that has the balls to do something like this. Even the big name guys. Well, I could see Chris from Fragmental. He's kind of like me. He doesn't take this shit too seriously. But the other guys out there, oh, let's get it started. However, let's get more comfortable. All right, that is way better. Oh, good. Cleaned and showered. I feel fresh. All right, so before we get into it, drop me one of these if you like this type of content. Again, trust me, there's nobody out there that is willing to do shit like this. First one is going to be Dunhill's Amalfi Citrus. This is a citrus bomb that's absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of neroli, including bergamot, lemon, there's bitter orange. There's going to be some green tea, some rosemary, some jasmine. I think there's like maybe a little bit of orange blossom. And there's like this, like a slight woody musk towards the base. This is very much, to me, like just like clean, soapy out of the shower. This has been there, done that. If you have smelled Tom Ford Neroli Portofino before, you already have an idea as to what this already smells like. But for me, it's the neroli in that cleanly white, like that clean white florals that just give off this like this soapy aspect that's oh so nice. Next fragrance is going to be Prada L'Homme L'Eau. This is really nice. There is this clean soapy aspect because it also has neroli, but it also has iris. The iris in this can be clean, but it also adds this waxy but powdery undertone. And it's just, it elevates the classiness when it comes to this fragrance. I find that when you add iris generally to fragrances, it just makes this more gently, more classy, a little bit more elegant. But there's also ginger, there's amber, there are powdery notes, sandalwood, and cedar. This is just kind of like luxury soap. You know, it really is. It's classy, it's gently, but at the same time, it's like preppy, casual sort of fashion. Oi, it is warm and wait. How come y'all never told me that I had a shower cap on still? Thanks, guys. I know I'm cringe. Trust me, I'm aware of it. Next one, unfortunately, I don't have the bottle. It's away in storage, but it's a very clean, soapy fragrance, and it's going to be from the House of Barbados, and that is Artisan Pure. This is just a super bright, cleanly fragrance with a lot of clementine, lemon. There's going to be some bergamot. There is thyme, some petitgrain. The base is going to have, like, of course, woods and musk. If you love citrus bombs, that is one that you're absolutely going to adore. But it's the thyme and the marjoram that adds something a little bit different. Fragrance number 3, unfortunately, is discontinued. I still see it here in there online, but your best bet is probably going to be Amazon or even eBay. That's going to be Hugo Boss Pure. When I talked about this one, or when I reviewed it, I should say, I actually ended up wearing like a bath towel the entire duration of the video. When I film these types of videos, I always do. Just this year, I guess I'm getting older and like my goofiness can only go so far, but yeah. This is very clean and out of the shower though. It has a lot of lemon, grapefruit, and mandarin orange, but there's also like this cleanly florals of lily and hindsight. It's the hindsight for me that adds this soapy tinge to it, and there's going to be some massoya and a little bit green from the fig. So that itself is actually quite interesting, like just like the fig with the citruses and the florals. But for me, this is like a men's fragrance. That's what it's marketed as. I think that this easily could be a unisex fragrance. Yep, most certainly unisex. Next one, unfortunately, I don't have a bottle, but I do have 2 travel sprays. By the time that this video goes out, this one may not, but this is actually going to be Clinique's Happy. I know that's a very cheap bottle, you know, that I can get, but I just don't need to add more to my collection. I don't know if that's going to pop up or not. Oh, come on, adjust. Oh, whatever. All right, well, this is I was a little bit disappointed when I reviewed this one, or when I should say when I first tried it, because just the bottle itself, it's orange, and everybody says that it's a citrus bomb. So this one here, I went a little, I almost finished, so let's see if I could adjust. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I think that's better. You do get the citruses, but there's definitely some florals to it, such as freesia, jasmine, rose, and lily of the valley. You do get these clean white florals, and there is going to be the citruses, just not like what I thought. I thought there was going to be like just like an overabundance of orange. No, you're gonna get lime. You're also gonna get mandarin orange, lemon, including some green notes and some sea notes. Overall, it's a nice fragrance. I just kind of got my hopes up a little bit, but it is citrusy, it's floral, it's clean, it's fresh. Next one, let's go back to the brand of Prada, and that's gonna be Prada L'Homme. So we had the low, we had to have the original. This does have, like, this is very much like the low. This is going to be a little bit more heavier, not by much, but there is a little bit more depth to it, because it does have amber, cedar, sandalwood. It's got like violet, it's got the typical iris, and it also has that neroli. So very similar to like the flanker with the neroli, the iris itself, but throw in a little bit more woods, a little bit of geranium, and maybe a little bit of pepper, and voila. This, again, it's Prada. I find that Prada does a lot of their fragrances, not their Luna Rosa line, but this line, their like previous Axe lines, such as like the Put On, like the Amber Put On, the Amber Intense, like a luxury soap. That's what this is. Next one is an oldie. When I mean oldie, I'm talking ancient, 1860 release. Yeah, that is pretty damn old. But it's going to be from the house of Guerlain. Sorry, Guerlain. French Canadian here, we pronounce things differently. But Guerlain Eau de Cologne Impériale. This is very soapy and clean. It's nice. The concentration is EDC, Eau de Cologne, so it's not going to last. But this is very bright, very soapy, as you are going to get the typical citruses of lemon and bergamot. But of course, this is going to be neroli. But what makes this pop a little bit more is going to be the lemon verbena. The lemon verbena is front and center with the neroli, with the citruses being more like second or third place. I find that the lemon verbena and the neroli, they're tied neck and neck. They're not fighting, they're just getting along. But the base notes are going to be like cedar, tonka bean, and rosemary. There is a little bit of rosemary with a slight woods, and absolutely no tonka bean, not on my skin. But clean, fresh, soapy, boom. This is what this is. This one originally didn't make the cut, and I don't know if we're doing 10 or 11. Whatever, I'm getting old, I'm losing my mind, but I do know that this one originally did not make the cut because previously I didn't want to make a video without the bottles, but I'm like, you know what? Who cares nowadays? But this one here, bonus or not, Versace Put On. This is just clean, it's fresh. It does get comparisons to Chanel Allure Homme Sport, and it does. This is just not as long lasting, and as well, I'm not gonna risk getting my channel deleted, unmonetized, copyright, because Chanel is going on this crazy rampage. I don't know. Hey, listen, if influencers, and including myself, are plugging your product free of charge, it's not a bootleg copy. I am just saying. Chanel, get your head out of your ass, okay? Please. But this one here does have the Chanel vibes. It's clean, it's fresh. You do have that hindsight, and I find that hindsight very much like this, the pure. There's another one out there that I'm forgetting, but it just adds this soapy floral vibe. But there's also lemon, bergamot, there's going to be neroli, of course, there's amber, there's musk, tonka bean, and a little bit more going on. This is pretty much Allure Homme with florals. Next one, recently reviewed this one, and I was pleasantly surprised. CK All from Calvin Klein. This is a little bit like the original. I just find that this one here is more citrus forward and more cleanly. The original could have made this video, but I thought, you know what, just make something a little bit different. And this one here, I find, is just more fresher. You do get this tart rhubarb, which I don't get, but there is this rhubarb note that some of y'all might get. And I'm kind of disappointed that the rhubarb is not in it, because it just adds, for me, it adds this sour, tart, earthy vibe, and it kind of brings back memories of when I was a kid. I don't know if any of you guys, when you were younger, you used to have like chopped rhubarb with sugar. That's what I had. But this fragrance here is just very soapy and clean with the typical citruses of lemon and bergamot. There's going to be freesia, there's going to be lily, jasmine. So again, the clean, fresh white florals. And what makes this a little bit different is going to be the grapefruit blossom. I don't know if that adds anything different, but it definitely sounds different, huh? But this just overall is very fresh and clean, and the base is like your typical musk and woods. Next one was supposed to be the last one, and this is 11 fragrances, not 10, so I did goof. But next one is going to be Prada Amber Put On. I did mention this when it came to this one here, like when I was talking about like their other lines. This is very much like luxury hotel soap. It's very nice. You're gonna get, of course, the neroli, bergamot, mandarin. There's gonna be some orange blossom. There's gonna be some saffron, so it's a little bit heavier than the other two Pradas, but there's also gonna be myrrh, vanilla, ladamum, a little bit of sandalwood, patchouli, and leather. So this is going to be more of an early spring, and I would say autumn or fall, depending on where you are in the world. Sometimes people use autumn, and some places use fall as the season. So it's like an autumn, fall, early spring fragrance. This is classy. I'm going to say that this is going to be one of the most classiest fragrances in this list, but it's soapy, it's clean, with just a little bit extra depth with the myrrh, the ladamum, the patchouli, and voila. Just absolutely beautiful. And last but not least, this one did originally make the cut. That's going to be Chrome United from Azzaro. I will be reviewing this one this summer, because last time I reviewed this one was back in like 2013, so it's been a long time. I'm that old. I'm an old dinosaur. But this is actually really nice. I find it does have a little bit of that original Chrome DNA, but it's just soapier. You are going to get bergamot, black tea, there's violet, there's going to be a little bit of spices of like coriander, Szechuan pepper, and of course, musk. So just clean, fresh, and I find that this is going to be one of the more feel-good fragrances in this video. So, and guys, that's it for 10, 11, really. Soapy, clean, out of the shower designer fragrances. If you want to see actual reviews of these, just because I didn't really go into great details, they will all be down in the description box below. If you like this video, if you like the fact that I am the only guy in this community ever who has the balls to do something like this, yeah, I know, the shower cap is back on. I own my cringe. I know I'm cringe. A lot of these big names, they don't know they're cringe. I know I am. I also have that dad humor, so I can't help it. I'm just at that stage in my life. But if you do like this type of content, guys, please drop me one of these. It does show YouTube and the algorithms that you like this type of content. I have a feeling that this video just might make a certain forum on Reddit, so I don't really care anyways. So guys, I think of my time. Take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.